Hi, friend. Your YouTube channel isn't growing, and it's not the algorithm's fault. It's you. Okay? It's not YouTube, it's you. Let's talk about 4 things that you are doing that are sabotaging your YouTube channel's growth. YouTube has a vested interest in bringing people to videos that it thinks are good videos. YouTube wants to keep people watching YouTube videos, and YouTube is the best thing out on the internet today in terms of recommending or suggesting the right content to the right people. And so if YouTube is not doing these things for you, it's not YouTube's fault. It's your fault. So let's talk today about the 4 things you're doing that are sabotaging your YouTube channel's growth. Okay? But first, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry, and this YouTube channel is Stephanie Perry Media, where I show you the behind the scenes of starting and growing a media business. My media business includes my main YouTube channel. I don't think we call it, it's my original YouTube channel, Stephanie Perry, which has 151,000 subscribers today. My media company includes my book, which will be out very soon, and some other media projects that I'm working on. If you're interested in seeing the behind the scenes of growing a media business and or getting information on how to grow your own media business or YouTube channel or coaching business, welcome. Please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure that you turn on notifications, ring that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post a new video or when I go live. Okay, thank you for that. Now let's get into it. Let's talk about the 4 things you're doing that are sabotaging your channel. And also please make sure that you stick around to the end because I'm going to give you some solutions to these problems. I'm not just here to tell you about the problem. I'm here to tell you how to fix it. Okay, let's go. Okay, the first thing that you're doing that is sabotaging your channel's growth is that you are going onto other people's platforms and you're begging for views instead of creating community. Being known by other YouTubers, having your channel known by other YouTubers and other creators is fantastic. It is an accelerator, a cheat code to growth. Not just having them know you, but also collaborating with them on your channel, on their channel, in both directions is a growth cheat code. It's a hack. It is the way that people grow their YouTube channels and their platforms, but just going onto their live streams and begging people to watch your videos is gross. People don't like it. The creators don't like it. You're repelling people who may actually have been ideal viewers for your channel. Instead of going places and begging people to watch your stuff, create community in play or involve yourself in the community. And make sure that people know that you do things. I have a coaching program for house sitting. I have a coaching program for YouTube. I run a virtual summit. I have an online community, a Facebook group that's now 13,000 people strong. In all of those places, there's an opportunity for people to network, right? I'm using network in air quotes, I don't know why. But it really is networking. There are opportunities all over the internet for people to network with me and with my community. More important than me is for them to get to know other people inside of my community and be known in those communities, in those places. But instead of people being involved in those places, some people just show up on the live stream in the chat and say, watch my video. I made this video about X. Come to my channel. I talk about X. When we're not saying that. Now, there are actually times in my live stream when I ask people to share their stuff, but I'm talking about just like a regular video. I got a whatever, and I did a video about it. Come look at my videos. You're turning off the people who would probably really love your stuff. Learn how to form community. Someone commented on my channel just today, on my main channel when I was live today, when I mentioned forming community with people. She was like, some people don't know how to do it. Everything is transactional to them. If that's you, if you only see other people in terms of what they can do for you, fix that, right? You need to fix that problem. I believe we call those people narcissists. But if you can't see a way to communicate with people in a real, genuine way, they're not going to be interested in your YouTube channel no matter what your channel is about because they know that you're going to treat them the exact same way. So stop begging for people to watch your work on other people's channels and actually form community in those spaces. Actually give, actually engage, actually talk to people, and you'd be surprised how much growth that brings you. Right? People are individuals and they love to feel like you treat them well. And if people know you as a person who treats people well and is a person who talks about XYZ, whatever XYZ is, they'll go out and become your ambassadors. But if you keep spamming people with comments about how they should be watching your channel or subscribe to your channel or come to your thing or come to my event, don't nobody want that, okay? That's number one. Number one problem is that you are not forming community in places that are designed for community. You're just using them as advertising opportunities, and it's turning people off. The number two problem that you have, friends, some YouTubers have, I guess is the way I should say this more gently, is that you're not frequently creating content. I actually don't think consistency is a growth strategy. I know consistency is not a YouTube growth strategy, okay? But YouTube's algorithm, which is YouTube's recommendation engine, does move you closer to the top of the list the more recent your latest piece of content is. All right? So if you haven't made a video in 3 months, YouTube is not worried about recommending your old stuff. There are always exceptions. So every now and then you'll see that YouTube is recommending on your page, it's recommending something, you go and watch it and it's the last video they made and it's 6 months ago. But that's very rare. Most of the time, when you find YouTube recommending a new channel to you, a channel whose videos you've never watched before, that video is pretty recent and they made another video after it, right? A lot of times when YouTube is recommending a new channel to you, they're recommending a channel that is creating content regularly. So create content regularly. What regularly means to you might be different from me. Different channels have a different pace, a different cadence. Some of these YouTubers who are out here making like video essays and like not even many, documentaries are making one video a month, a video every 2 or 3 months, and their channels grow. It's not about the frequency. It's about the consistency, okay? So again, consistency is not a growth strategy, but it is like a trigger that you do need to trip. You do need to be making content for YouTube to want to promote your content to strangers, okay? Consistency, I'll say again, is not a growth strategy, but it is a strategy to make sure that the algorithm at least is noticing you and wanting to suggest your videos to new people, to new viewers. So the number two problem with your strategy that is hindering your growth on YouTube is inconsistency or infrequent posting. Number three thing that you're doing that's sabotaging your YouTube channel growth, friends, is you're not talking to anybody in particular. Either your niche is too broad and too general, and everybody's making videos for those people, and so they don't need to come to your channel, or your niche doesn't exist at all. One day you make a video game video, one day you're making a video about going out and getting gas and it's a vlog about getting gas and going to the gas station. The next day you're talking about a fashion haul. You don't necessarily need a niche in terms of a topic, okay? Rethink niche. You do need a niche in terms of a viewer. Who is this person? Who is this person that your channel is for and your videos are for? My main channel, which I know is my original channel, I think we already decided on that. My original channel talks about a few different things. I talk about house sitting, I talk about sabbaticals and career breaks, I talk about moving abroad, I talk about making money online, I talk about embracing ease, I talk about forming community. That is a few different categories, topics. Some people would say a few different niches, but it works and it's the same niche because that's one woman, right? There is one black woman who is into community and sabbaticals and rest and travel, right? If you can't say that you're talking to anyone in particular, especially if you know that some of your topics actually conflict or butt heads, not only is your viewer going to be confused, but the algorithm is going to be confused and just not even try. You need to talk to one viewer on your channel. If your topics conflict, you've got 2 different YouTube channels, and you need to just have 2 different YouTube channels. Start with one, grow one, and then try to grow the other. So for example, if you were talking about soft life, which is a term I don't like, but if you're talking, let's say you're talking soft life and luxury shopping and all of that, right? And then you talk about something that is the opposite, like farming. I think farming is hard, all right? So then you're also talking about farming. You're not talking to the same person. Your videos are not for the same person. No viewer is going to be so excited to watch your videos because they don't know what you're going to be talking about next. And the algorithm is going to have nobody to recommend your videos to. So number 3 problem is that you're not talking to anyone in particular, no one specific. You don't need, I'll say this one more time, you don't need to have a niche that is on one topic. You can cover multiple topics on your channel, but you definitely need to talk to one person. You need one person, one ideal viewer. If you don't think that there's one ideal viewer who would be interested in these multiple topics, then neither does the algorithm. Okay, so mistake number 3 that you're doing to sabotage your YouTube channel is you're not talking to anyone in particular. The number 4 reason that your channel is not growing is that your individual videos aren't giving people a reason to watch the video. Okay, so I think that there are 3 opportunities to get people excited to watch your video. Okay, number 1 is the title of the video. If your video title is juicy enough, people will stop what they're doing and watch your video. Number 2 is the thumbnail. If your thumbnail is good enough, interesting enough, has good words on it, then people will stop what you're doing and watch your video. Stop what they're doing and watch your video. You see all the time on YouTube, people have a good lengthy title for their video, but then the thumbnail has like 2 or 3 keywords that get people's attention, along with an image that gets people's attention, usually a picture of a face with some sort of expression on it, right? So number 1 and number 2, title and thumbnail, are not interesting enough to get people to stop and click and watch your video. This is really important. Even people who have notifications turned on and who are already interested in your channel, they're subscribed and they have notifications, if even they're not interested in watching your video, you need to learn how to improve your titles and your thumbnails. Your current subscribers, your current people who have notifications turned on for your channel are giving really important data to the YouTube algorithm. They're the first people who watch or don't watch your video, and they're the ones the algorithm is using the algorithm is using to determine whether it should suggest your videos to then everyone who's subscribed but doesn't have notifications turned on, and then total strangers. So if your thumbnail and your title are not good enough to get even the people who have subscribed and who have turned on notifications, if it's not even good enough to get them excited to stop what they're doing and watch your video, you're losing. You're going to lose. You're going to lose out. Okay, but I said that there are 3 ways to give people a reason to watch your video. The 3rd is the most important, and that is the topic. What are you talking about? What is this video about? The biggest problem you have in getting people to watch your YouTube video is that you don't have anything to say. Okay? You need to have something to say. You need to have something to contribute to the conversation. If the YouTube algorithm is interested in suggesting your video to people who already watch YouTube and already watch YouTube videos, right? Because they want to keep people on the YouTube platform, right? And keep the sponsors and the advertisers happy. You've got to have something to say for YouTube to be interested in sending people to your channel. Because when you don't have anything to say, people don't watch. And if people don't watch, the algorithm is not going to send you more people. So the problem starts with you not having anything to say. Now, this is not a judgment on you, it's a judgment on your tactics, okay? I'm not saying you're a terrible person. I'm saying you don't have anything to say, and it's for a couple of different reasons. Either you're afraid to say what you really want to say, you're trying to toe the line, or you're trying to be middle of the road, you're trying not to upset anybody or offend anybody, okay? Which is a losing proposition because how boring, nobody's interested. You need to have some push and pull. The second reason I think you may have nothing to say is you're making videos trying to appeal to people or talk about a subject that you're not even interested in yourself. You're doing what you think you should do on YouTube instead of what you want to do on YouTube. There's nothing more boring than somebody who's bored by their own subject, bored by their own video. You don't have anything to say because you're not making the videos you want to make. You've created a YouTube channel, you've picked a niche, you've picked an audience that you're not really into. You just think it's the one. This is the one that's going to get me views. Well, it's not. It's boring. It's dull. Nobody wants to watch it. You don't even sound like you want to watch it. So instead, Work on YouTube videos on a YouTube channel that make you excited, that you can't wait to talk about. If you're having a hard time coming up with topics, with things to make videos about, that's a clear sign that you're not really into this thing. Or you're really, really editing yourself. You're really filtering yourself because you think that you need to present yourself in a particular way to make people happy. All that does is turn everyone off. Anything you have to say on YouTube, any channel you have, any videos you make are going to turn some people off. In fact, you want that. Because for every person who's turned off, hopefully you'll ignite something in someone else. It's really exciting to make a video on YouTube and have people say, I've never heard anybody say it like this. I thought I was the only one who thought this. This is so exciting. I'm so glad I found you on YouTube. Number one, they didn't find you by accident. The algorithm brought them to you because the algorithm understood what you were talking about and is so in people's business so heavy that it knew that they would like what you were talking about, right? Number one. But number two, most importantly, this person is now with you. This viewer now feels like you are her community, her tribe. And so you want to continue to talk to her directly. If there's one person who's into your thing, there'll be 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000. But you need to talk to a person directly. Make sure that you have somebody who's into what you're into, and then you can grow. Then you have data for the algorithm to use to try to match that viewer to other viewers, right? Once you can get one person, somebody into what you're talking about, you've given the algorithm the data it needs to help you grow. But until then, while you're still making bland content, stuff to not offend anybody, stuff that you think is going to be popular, stuff where you have nothing really to say about the subject, nothing original, nothing interesting to say, you're not going to grow. The algorithm has no reason to send people to your channel. Okay, so I've given you the 4 reasons your channel is not growing. The 4 reasons I think, you know what, it's you. It's not the algorithm, it's you. Let's talk about how to fix these problems. What you need is to get clear on who your channel is for, who those people are already watching on YouTube, what videos you can make that will act as the bridge between what they're already watching and your content, and then how to make a video that's good enough for the algorithm to want to suggest it to strangers, and then what data you can give the algorithm so that it knows which strangers to suggest it to. There are 5 steps here to get your channel to grow by getting the algorithm on your side. I call this the YT3 method, and I teach the YT3 method inside of my Get Found on YouTube Masterclass. You can get my Get Found on YouTube Masterclass at vicarious.com/getfound. Right, so I told you my OG YouTube channel has 151,000 subscribers, and it has those subscribers because I do those things. I'm very clear on that channel and this channel on who my videos are for, who else my audience is watching, what videos I can make that can bridge the gap between that other channel and my content, how I make sure that my videos are good, how I make sure the algorithm thinks my videos are good, which is different from just making a good video. The algorithm has criteria that it uses to decide whether or not your videos are good. It's pretty simple. Likes, comments, shares, subscribes are one thing. Engagement is one thing the algorithm uses to make sure that your videos are good before it tries to suggest your videos to strangers. And so that's just a matter of getting my outline together, right? Getting your outline together gives you the opportunity to make sure you get the likes, comments, shares, subscribes that the algorithm is going to use to say, oh, this is a good one. Let me find some strangers out there. I teach this inside of the Get Found on YouTube Masterclass at vicarious.com/getfound. Go ahead and join the masterclass if you have a YouTube channel that's not growing, or if you want to start a YouTube channel and you want to make sure that you don't spend a whole bunch of time making YouTube videos that nobody watches. I don't want you to waste your time like that. You don't want you to waste your time like that. And YouTube doesn't even want you to waste your time like that. Okay, get my masterclass and get your channel found on YouTube by the algorithm and by the viewers, most importantly, by the viewers, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. If it was helpful to you at all, click the like button on the video. Share it with someone you know who is sabotaging their own YouTube channel. Okay? I hope that I will see you again next time. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye.